What's good, fam? Thanks for joining me again for another GoatFormat video. So for today's match, we have Yancelo or Yancelo. I'm not too sure how to say his name. He's got a 656 rating. I usually don't host matches with people that are lower than whatever the 200th place is on Dueling Book for GoatFormat. But he sent me this video, and I saw that he was playing against Aldersoe. So I know Aldersoe's got at least 1300. 1359 rating is where he's at. So he's about top 10-ish on the GOAT ladder. But yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into this. Before I do hop into this, guys, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, guys. It really helps everything out. But besides that, guys, let's just hop right in. So Yancelo's gonna get the rock paper scissors, and obviously they're gonna choose to go first. And let's see these opening hands. So Yancelo's opening hand is Double Megamorph, Pot of Greed, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Scapegoats. So he's clearly playing. I mean, it's pretty obvious he's playing Cyber-Stein. Aldersoe's opening hand is Double Jar of Greed, Ceasefire, Graceful, and Mind Control. So he's obviously playing his Bazoo burn deck. I guess you would call it the Bazoo Dimension Fusion, siding into burn. Yancelo's 6th card is card Destruction, so he obviously is going to play the Pot of Greed now. Drops himself into Metamorphosis and Monster Gate. So the Scapegoats is going to come down because that's going to get him the Metamorphosis play and the Monster Gate play. Maybe he'll set the MST also with that. He just passes over. Aldersoe draws into Cyber Jar. So I don't think there's really much to do here. You can just set the Jar of Greeds with the Cyber Jar and pass. You don't have to activate Graceful just yet. So that's exactly what he does. End phase, Yancelo activates Scapegoats. And when he draws, he's probably going to Metamorphosis and then Monster Gate the monster. But he draws into Jar of Greed. Plays the Metamorphosis, drops 1000 as Restrict. Restrict is going to take that Cyber Jar. And I'm sure Monster Gate's going to come down now. And let's see what he hits, guys. So he hits a D-Mock off the rip. And that's probably going to get him back his Pot of Greed. Unless he thinks he can go for game, then he can just go for another. He can just grab his Monster Gate back, but let's see what he's going to get. So he does pick up the Pot of Greed, plays it, and draws into Econ and Nobleman. So he's just going to swing, and then he could set the MST and the Jar now and pass over. Okay, so he sets the Econ, which is probably something I would hold on to. Obviously, you could go for game with an Econ. If he's playing some kind of Cyber-Stein or Reasoning Gate deck, that's probably going to be a good card, especially if he has these Scapegoats on the board. But anyways, end phase, Aldersoe activates Jar of Greed, activates the other one, draws for his turn, and draws Swords of Revealing Light. So let's see what he does here. He could just Swords and pass. Unless he thinks this is pretty threatening, then he's just going to activate this Graceful Charity now. Draws himself into another Bazoo, Premature, and Thunder Dragon. So maybe the Mind Control is going to go and one of the Bazoos. And then now activate Thunder Dragon, get himself the other pair. Drop Bazoo now. Okay, Lightning Vortex first, now drop Bazoo. Smacks for 25. That leaves his opponent at 55. So he's only got 500 after that for the Cyber-Stein, and if he does play it, he can just chain Ceasefire, and that's game. End phase, Jar of Greed comes down, drawing him Snatch Steal, and then he draws into a giant Trunade. He doesn't have game just yet. He could set the Trunade and play the card D to see what he gets. Let's see what he does here. Okay, so he sets the Snatch and the Trunade. Let's see what he draws into. Draws into Goats, Knock, Book, and another Trunade, which is unfortunate. All he really needed was a Stein, and that was game by itself. Plays Giant Trunade, chain Ceasefire, so now he's out of Stein reach. And then activates Snatch Steal. Leaves him at 24. Sets Scapegoats and Book. Passes over. Aldersoe draws into BLS, which is actually live, but I don't think he's just going to man up with it. Maybe he'll drop it and just put it in defense mode. But let's see and banish it is what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, guys. Light and Dark, drops it, and tries to go in. Main phase 2 activates the Swords again, sets the Sangan and passes over. Yancelo draws into Heavy Storm, which isn't doing anything here. I'm assuming he's just going to knock the BLS. And just say go. So he draws into a Giant Trunade. Sorry, guys. Draws into Giant Trunade, sets Sinister Serpent, and passes over. Yancelo draws into Reasoning. Let's see if he plays this. I would really be afraid of hitting a Cyber-Stein right now, so I don't know if I would even play the Reasoning. I'm not too sure what cards he plays in his main deck, so I can't be too sure about that. Activates Reasoning. Hits the Stein, which is unfortunate. Plays Snatch Steal, hits the Serpent. Cyber-Stein hits the Sangan. Sangan's going to get him a Spy. Then he's going to set the Econ and the Scapegoats, pass over. Aldersoe draws Pot of Greed, so it doesn't look like this game is going in Yancelo's favor. Gets back his Serpent, plays the Pot. Draws Democ and another Spy. So plays Sword, sets the Spy and passes. Yancelo draws into another Giant Trunade. I think that's his third, actually. That's his third Giant Trunade. Heavy Storm is in his hand. But again, he's got to gain some life. Aldersoe draws into a Ring of Destruction. So he could Trunade and then flip this up, sack for Democ. And anything. He could premature the Sangan hit, and then he's got game with the Ring of Destruction. So let's see how he goes with this. Okay, so he just mind controls. Yeah, and that's game one, guys. So game two. Let's see. So Yancelo's opening hand is double Cyber-Stein, Reasoning, Monster Gate, and Scapegoat. So this is a pretty good hand. Aldersoe draws into a Ring of Destruction, Bazoo, Lightning Vortex, Level Limit B, and Gravekeeper Spy. So that Ring of Destruction might come in clutch when he drops this Stein. 6 card is MST, so he can just set the Scapegoats and pass. Aldersoe draws into Ceasefire, sets the Spy, presumably sets the Ring also. Unless he's afraid of Nobleman, then he's just going to set the Ceasefire. Passes over, Yancelo draws into Dust Shoot. So just set Dust Shoot, go. Activate Dust Shoot. And you're probably trying to get rid of this Death Koala. Yeah, so he types Vortex, Area B, Ceasefire, and Bazoo. So he's probably getting rid of the Death Koala. And that's strictly because of the burn aspect. You don't want to die you don't want to not be able to activate the Stein. Swings in, activates Scapegoats. Leaves all the goats, activates Level Limit Area B, passes over. Yancelo draws into a Snatch Steal. So let's see, maybe he spaces and then Reasoning or Gates. Let's see what he does here. So he just passes over, which is fine. Aldersoe draws into Tribe Infecting Virus. He can't really do anything because of the level limit, so he might just pass here also. Now Yancelo draws into a Heavy Storm, so he's probably going to go in now. Heavy's going to get rid of the ring and the level of an Area B. Monster Gate is going to drop a Democ to the graveyard, picking up Pot of Greed. Pot comes down, draws into another Cyber-Stein and a Megamorph. Okay, swings at the Gravekeeper Spy. And what are you gonna set, the MST and just pass? So he sets a Stein with the MST and passes over. Aldersoe draws into Pot of Greed, getting on the Serpent and a Mind Control. Activates the Mind Control. And this is interesting. He could activate the Cyber-Stein if he wants to. But he chooses to set the Sinister Serpent, flips up the Cyber-Stein. Sets Ceasefire and just passes, end phase MST. Yancelo draws into Book of Moon. So battle phase, swing at the Gravekeeper Spy, swing at the face down, and then set the Space Typhoon. I'm sorry, guys. Sets the Book of Moon and passes over. Aldersoe draws into another Spy. So that's his third spy, which isn't doing anything. He's probably just going to drop this tribe infecting virus and try to wipe the board. Or, yeah. Or he's going to vortex and try to wipe the board. Let's see what he does here. I say tribe, because then maybe you can just try to go in for damage also. Okay, so he sets a spy and passes over. Yancelo draws enemy controller. Swings in and then smacks it with the DMOC, which is all he can really do. Says go. Aldersoe draws into card destruction. Plays Vortex. And now drops Bazoo to swing for 1600. That's going to get booked. And Yancelo draws Metamorphosis. So this is game. He could just Stein, Megamorph, and swing with the Stein, and then Econ and take it during the battle phase, and then swing for game with the Master of Oz. So this is game, guys. Hopefully he sees it. Yeah, so that's exactly what he's doing. Play Econ. Okay, cool. So now this is game 3, guys. Aldersoe is going to choose to go first this game. So opening hand is Sangan, Cyberjar, Desert Sunlight, Graceful Charity, and Descoala. So that's a really strong hand. Yancelo's opening hand is Giant Trunade, Book, Jar of Greed, Megamorph, and Snatch Steal. So he's halfway there, guys. Let's see what the 6th card is for Aldersoe. Aldersoe draws into a Jar of Greed. So he could just set the Cyberjar with these two and pass over. Okay, so he just sets the Jar of Greed, doesn't set the Desert Sunlight. Passes over, Yancelo draws into an enemy controller. So just set Book of Moon and Jar if you want. Passes over, Aldersoe draws into a Gravekeeper Spy. Plays Jar of Greed, draws into a Geometrio. Cyberjar is going to go off. So let's see what happens here. So he gets a Thunder Dragon, a Spy, a Desert Sunlight, a Just Desserts, and then a Giant Trunade. Yancelo gets Heavy, Scapegoats, Monster Gate, Trunade, and Card Destruction. All really good cards here. These are all really good cards on his end also. He could definitely burn them and make sure that he's not within Stein range. But let's see what's going to happen here, guys. Obviously, all the cards go back to his hand. Aldersoe could technically just drop this in attack mode and start swinging. But let's see what he does here. This will at least make the one spy in his hand live. Okay, so he puts it in attack mode. That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. Plays Thunder Dragon, gets the other two. So now Graceful Charity is going to go off. Okay, so Giant Trunade first. Jar of Greed to draw himself a card. Graceful is going to get him Ring, Trunade, and Descoala. So this game looks like it's pretty locked down. Chuck the 2 Thunder Dragons, obviously. Now he can just swing for 12. And then drop Just Desserts, Koala, Desert Sunlight, I'm sorry guys, Geometrio, and Ring. There's really no point in saving any of this stuff. Passes over, Yancelo draws into a Megamorph. So if he's smart, he'll go for the Heavy Storm and not the Trunade. Okay, so off the rip, Desert Sunlight's going to get activated. Chain Econ to put something in attack mode. Chain Book of Moon. Okay, so now he's down to 28. Just Desserts now, I'm assuming. Okay, and the ring doesn't kill him here. Anyways, when the chain's over, activate Geometrio, then Giant Trunade, chain Just Desserts, doesn't change the ring destruction. Now Monster Gate gets activated, gets him a DMOC. DMOC is going to fetch Nobleman of Crossout. So I don't know if this stacks. But if it does, then this is game. So knock. Is he going to play both of them? Okay, so he's gonna set everything, all the equips, card destruction, fetching enemy controller, monster gate, and jar of greed. Okay, and metamorphosis. Wow. Okay, so he can monster gate, get whatever just to get some damage on the board. I don't know if this stacks. Let's see what happens here. Aldersoe discarded how many cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So his last card is card D. So Lightning Vortex, level limit area B. Desert Sunlight, Snatch, Just Desserts, and card destruction. Monster Gate is gonna fetch him. I think it's, oh wow, a Jinzo. I thought it was gonna fetch him just a Cyber-Stein. Okay. So now Megamorph on both of them. And Aldersoe quits. Oh man. So that's that. That was pretty unfortunate. I'm sure Aldersoe had this game locked. And yeah, that came out of nowhere, man. Okay, so he equipped it to both of them, so we don't know if this stacks, but I'm gonna go ahead and check that ruling out anyways. But yeah, guys, that was the match for today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. If there was any other plays that you guys would have done differently that maybe I didn't catch, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, guys, share this video with your friends. If you want to help support this channel, check out my TCG player link in the description below. Or if you want to take it a step further and really try to help this channel, you can also check out my merch store, which is also in the description below. And I'll see you guys next time, all right? Peace.